We're still monitoring some of the last rallies that are taking place. We did indicate the DA and the IFP are holding their final rallies today, but also taking place in the Western Cape, and that's where we find my colleague Corbin. August, one of the big taxi associations in the Western Cape, is pledging its support today for the ANC. We understand a rally is taking place there. Corbin, August, joining us live now. Corbin, what can we expect there?
Well, thank you so much for that blessing, and thank you for sending the love our way now, Griselda. Well, we are currently positioned here in Khayelitsha, where a big rally is taking place today. And this is, of course, the taxi industry and one of the big associations in the taxi industry in the Western Cape, CODETA, who is coming out to pledge support for the ANC in the upcoming elections. Now, we know the taxi industry has had a lot of difficulties, especially here in the Western Cape, and especially in the city of Cape Town. And many within the taxi industry feel that they have actually been targeted over the years. And they're saying that they've been targeted by the DA administration with the impoundment of their vehicles and all the clashes that we've seen over the years, and especially last year with regards to the issues that we saw that were raised within the taxi industry, and the tense stand that actually ensued between them and the city of Cape Town, which is run by the DA. So now they're coming out and they're pledging support for the ANC in the hopes that with an ANC government, their taxi industry will be better equipped and allowed more leeway, and also perhaps be able to operate under better conditions here in the Western Cape. But let's pause there for a moment and let's bring in the PRO, the Public Relations Officer of CODETA, Mr. Makosandile Tumana, who's here to joining us now and can talk to us about the issues that they are facing and what they are hoping to see from the ANC now that they've pledged support for the ANC. Sir, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to the
Okay, thank you so much. So let's just start with today, the rally. We are out here. Let's just talk about your voice now. You're pledging support for the ANC. Just why are you pledging support for the ANC, and what are you hoping that the ANC will do for you if they regain power here in the Western Cape?
If the ANC can gain power, I think things can change in the industry, because we've noticed that in our stay away in August, the issues that are really haunting the industry. Mr. Chukunga, as the Minister of Transport from the ANC, he showed us a strong ability that the industry, if ever the ANC can take power in the province, can eliminate most of the problems that we have in the province. Thank you.
And just what are some of the major issues? We know that there was the big concerns and some issues that arise around last year between the taxi industry here in Cape Town and the city. And we know that eventually the Transport Department, the Minister, had to intervene to kind of break that deadlock. So just what are some of the major issues that you want them to address for you in the taxi industry?
The major problem that we're experiencing in this province is the issue of the impoundment of our vans. Even though we manage to eliminate most of the impoundment acts, but we are still getting impounded now and again. With the three that we are already left with, is also dangerous on our side. And we strongly believe that if ever the ANC can take power, things like such that can be bit low, because even in other provinces, there is no such thing. And the issue of the tickets, we are getting penalized, very heavy traffic fines here in the province. So by doing this now, coming to support the ANC, we think that things can be much better, and we can also operate very freely in the province.
Okay, and then just going forward now with the upcoming elections, what is your message to everybody who's affiliated to CODETA in the taxi industry? Why should they come out and support the ANC as you would like them to do?
By referring this to all members of the taxi industry in the province, not only the affiliates of CODETA, the entire province must not vote DA at this point in time. Let us vote the parties that can try to support us, as we saw them when we were in a strike, there were a lot of parties that were supporting the industry. So let us not vote again DA, let us vote for the ANC. We decided that as CODETA to vote the ANC.
Well, thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Well, of course, that was one of the representatives of CODETA, Mr. Marco Santile Tumana, who just came out to give us their view of what's been happening in the taxi industry over the last few years, and saying they have come out now to pledge support for the ANC in the hopes that when the ANC perhaps regains power in the Western Cape, that they would be able to operate under better conditions in the taxi industry. So maybe they were hoping that they won't have so many impoundments of their vehicles, or that they won't be receiving so many fines under the new ANC government, if there is one, that will be taking over the Western Cape. So we are expecting the Minister of Transport also to make an address here at the rally, and she will be receiving this pledge from the taxi operators as an ANC member, and just taking that pledge forward going into the elections. With that, back to you in studio.
Well, Corbin August, thank you very much indeed. Corbin August at one of those rallies there, one of the big taxi associations in the Western Cape, pledging its support for the ANC.